Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, and today I want to talk about Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma 2 to be precise, or at least the possibility of a Dragon's Dogma 2. This of course is a fantastic game. If you guys have not played the original Dragon's Dogma, it is fantastic. Developed and published by Capcom, it is of course a third-person action role-playing game set in an open world environment, and you basically have tons of epic battles, epic creatures to fight, a huge vast world to explore, a plethora of different classes, and a very visceral combat system that even lets you do things like climb on the back of monsters and do some truly incredible stuff. Honestly, it is a fantastic game. It's something that for a while, a lot of people slept on. Some people are discovering it much later down the line and being like, hold on a minute, why have I never played this game? But it then also begs the question for anybody that does enjoy it, why did we never get a sequel? The game first released on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 back in 2012, and since then we of course got Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, which was released on multiple platforms including the Nintendo Switch. But again, we never actually got a proper sequel. And people began to wonder maybe it was going to be one of those sort of one-off franchises, one-off sort of titles that Capcom makes, and then kind of just never sort of revisits, which would of course have been a crying shame. But recently, Capcom put up an official website to celebrate the 10th anniversary of this title, which begs the question, what could they have in the works? I mean, sure, you could just celebrate it, but it does seem a little sort of out of the blue. A lot of the time, companies tend to try and sort of release things on big marquee anniversaries. So today I want to talk about what this could mean and also reference a few leaks which do actually point towards a Dragon's Dogma 2. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. If you're fans of the series, if you played the original one, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you played in the original one. Let me know what you would like to see in the new one. And of course, keep it locked for plenty more. But to begin with, again, as mentioned, as part of this 10th anniversary milestone, Capcom released an anniversary website. On this website, it has the series' complete history from the comics all the way up to the Netflix show, which of course made its debut in September 2020. And as part of these celebrations, the game director, Hideaki Itsuno, also shared a special message. He said, Dragon's Dogma, first released in 2012, is celebrating its 10th anniversary. Thank you, Arisen, for taking up arms and braving through the impossible challenges laid ahead of you. We are forever grateful for your support throughout the years and hope you will join us in this momentous celebration of Dragon's Dogma. They even released a short video to sort of summarize the anniversary, which of course just shows some gameplay snippets, little snippets from the anime, kind of just stuff like that. Of course, if you guys have played it before, you will recognize this. If you haven't, then you can get a little quick sneak of some of the large scale monsters you will battle. Now, of course, outside of that, Capcom haven't shared anything else yet for the anniversary. It could well be that stuff is to follow. It could well be, of course, keep in mind that while E3 in its conventional sense is not happening this year, there are clearly still going to be things around that window. So we are not too far away from the typical E3 window, so it may well be an announcement of some sort is simply on the horizon. However, if we do turn our attention to some leaks, admittedly, anytime I talk about leaks, I do say take them with a massive pinch of salt. Anybody can say their uncle works for Capcom, but I do still want to touch on them because this was a pretty big, substantial leak which suggested a number of Capcom titles coming back, ranging from things like New Final Fight, Power Stone, which was a fantastic game, Mega Man, and even Dragon's Dogma. You guys might remember a little while back there was a hack at Capcom, and of course from that people are sort of seeing reports from different sort of things on the potential release calendar, and according to their document it listed some titles coming out over the coming years. Dragon's Dogma 2 specifically was called out for Q2 2022. Now of course admittedly we are already in Q2, that is highly unlikely, but at the same time a lot of games have been pushed back in light of having to work from home, in light of course the ongoing pandemic and stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if that maybe moves into 2023, but that was on the list, alongside other games like Street Fighter 6, Monster Hunter 6, Ultra Street Fighter 6, Power Stone Remake, loads of things like that, but specific to this video, of course, is the mention of Dragon's Dogma 2. Honestly, it was a fantastic game. It's one of those games that I feel over the years definitely sort of got more attention, grew a sort of a larger fan base, so I think it is one of those things that a lot of people would like to see make a return, especially now it is sort of a more mainstream, so to speak. And again, it does seem a little bit sort of weird to just out of the blue, having not sort of spoken about the game for quite some time, to just drop an anniversary website. Again, sometimes game companies do that, sometimes they do just celebrate their history, it's not unheard of, but it is also somewhat suspicious. So this could well mean a Dragon's Dogma 2. Honestly, if they do that, I would love to see it. I would also like it if they sort of expanded the multiplayer aspect, because of course in the past you could go around the world with a group of pawns, of course characters you would create, but you couldn't actually multiplayer with other players. You could, of course, multiplayer by borrowing their characters, but there was no actual sort of team up with your buddy, so to speak. And while some people may argue that the sort of solo aspect of it was sort of, part of the game itself, I would definitely still like to sort of see that expanded, potentially, in a future title, allowing us to do some truly epic co-op things. Because when you factor in climbing the back of crazy monsters, other stuff like that, being able to do that with your homies is going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, that's it for the time being. That is where we're currently at. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. As and when we do find out more information, if this is officially announced, we will of course keep you guys posted. But in the meantime, if you've missed some of our recent videos, be sure to check out one of these ones linked on screen and keep it locked for plenty more.